Hello and welcome back to Verbose Mode by TaxCare at a shift by Infobip 2025 in a wonderful Zadar, Croatia. The reason why I'm here personally and Verbose Mode is here in general is this gentleman right here, Ivan, that introduced me to this amazing conference, being part of the team that actually created this conference 15 years ago. But now you're doing something else.
Something different, yeah.
Something different and something very, very excited. Your company, Daytona AI, creates a runtime infrastructure for AI.
For AI agents, yes.
For AI agents. And I'm wondering why AI agents need a special infrastructure and what is it about?
Sure. So first, like high level, what we solve for agents is we are to agents what this MacBook is to you. It is your tool to be able to solve tasks, right? And so examples are, even if you look at ChatGPT and you give ChatGPT a task of like, what is the capital city of, I don't know, France? It will think and it will say it's Paris, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. But if you say, oh, what is the square root of 144,000 times whatever, it actually has to spin up a machine to run the calculation. So basically a calculator, to be simple.
That will be your code interpreter that exists in ChatGPT and was introduced like a week ago in Claude as well.
Exactly, but that's just a code interpreter, right? That's just a code interpreter. But then if you go to ChatGPT and you have like agent mode and you say, oh, research this thing, it'll go online, open a web browser, search, and whatever.
Yep.
Or if you have like operator mode, it can like do some things on the desktop. So basically what Daytona is all those things together. It is, we can call it container use. So send commands, send code, code a GitHub repo, do a preview, everything that you do on like a headless container. It is computer use. So if you actually the agent needs a desktop to be able to open an application, test an application, do QA an application, or it can only access the application via a desktop. There's no APIs in the application, so the only way to access it is through that. And thirdly, browser use. And to not be confused, we are not competitive to browser-based or browser use, but we do offer the infrastructure for these. So for example, browser use uses Daytona as the infrastructure layer for that. So we at Daytona offer agents all these three things into one box. And now, why we do that and why that has not existed is, I love the rule of three, but there's basically three main and one fourth reason. The three is on the infrastructure side. The agents need things that are insanely fast, so spin up times have to be very fast. At Daytona, we spin up a sandbox, which we call the runtime, in 27 milliseconds. With network latency, it's sub 100. So you blink at a rate of 110 milliseconds, so it's faster than time to blink. Second is that we are also stateful. So if you think of your Mac, if you close the lid and open the lid, it's the same state. And also it's long running. So unlike a code interpreter, code execution box, which is ephemeral, and unlike a Lambda function, which is ephemeral, Daytona's machines run forever until you turn them off. So they're fast like serverless, they're stateful and long running like an EC2 instance. And so these three things, they don't exist. If you take just AWS, an EC2 is long running and stateful, but it's slow as hell, expensive as hell. Lambda is just fast, it's not long running and stateful. An ECS is fast and long running, but not stateful. And so none of these things in the world of the cloud today and that we've created historically, the people that use it, all serverless type techs are not these things that agent needs. So Daytona's primitive, the sandbox, is all of these three things at the same time. And we actually had to write the entire stack of Daytona all the way down to the isolation ourselves to be able to get these things.
So if I understand it correctly, it's kind of a virtual machine.
It's a VM, it is a VM, yes.
For tailor-made for AI agents to do all the stuff that the user might want from it eventually.
Exactly.
Writing code, operating browsers, operating apps, whatever else.
Exactly, that's it.
So does it work with any agent, or do I need to have a special agent?
Any agent. And so that's like the fourth thing that we do really well, which is agent experience, which Matt Billman was here from the CEO of Netlify, coined the term. We're talking about it on our conversation as well, is that outside of just the actual facts that I mentioned to you, there's a whole agent experience thing happening, meaning the way an agent optimally uses something is through APIs, through a machine interface. Now, you can wrap that into an MCP, but there's an API underneath that. And so for the state of the machine, so turn the machine off, turn it on, turn it off, pause it, archive it, fork it, there's obviously APIs. But also when you turn on the machine, when the agent gets inside the machine, just like on your Mac, you have apps, which are the file explorer, the terminal, the browser, all these things are apps, right? And so we have all these apps, or a number of apps headless inside the machine. So when the agent comes inside the machine, it has a Git client, a file explorer, a terminal, an LSV, all headless. So it uses less context window, less tokens, and the agent has a higher chance of succeeding at what it's trying to do. And the third thing is we have tools around the sandboxes also headless. So we have like a declarative image builder, we have a volumes product, we have more products that we're adding outside of it. So the agent uses all of them in its native machine language, like interface, sorry, I should say. And so that's why I say we have like a very heavy agent experience thing happening there. And so customers, even if they don't need the long running and stateful, just ephemeral, they choose us over a Lambda because it's more native to the agent itself, if that makes sense.
It actually does. It does make sense. So why I would want the agent to run on your VM and not on my machine where I have everything set up that actually I want the agent to operate?
So the way we think about it is, the way we think of an agent for us as a customer is basically there's a three-prong approach. So you have the agent, which is a piece of software. The agent is connected on one side with the model, which gives it the intelligence. It is connected to the human via a prompting mechanism, which can be a text, voice, whatever. And it's connected to a tool, so tools as well. And we are the tool call for that. So your agent can run on your computer, essentially. But the ones that we look at most, and they can still call Daytona, but the ones we target mostly are the agents that are now software. So think, these are not customers, or not allowed to say they are generally, but just like for an idea of customers, it's like Cognition's Devin, Lovable, Harvey, Decagon, ChatGPT, Claude. These are the agents which are essentially software. They are SaaS themselves. And these agents interact with hundreds of thousands, millions of users. And for each of their requests, that agent will call on a Daytona. So there is no local machine in that scenario.
Yeah, no, I understood. Yeah, so the cloud virtual machines optimized for AI agents.
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent.
That's
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Ivan, today we learned, hopefully you learn, folks, give it a try at Daytona.io.
.io, yes, .io.
.io, not .ai. .io, the old school.
Yeah.
Remember when it was the new kid instead of .com?
Yeah.
.io, right. With that, stay tuned for more episodes of the Verbose Mode by Dax here at Infobip Shift. And Ivan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.